All right, cool. So first off, bro, like the whole trailer is crazy. It's an
Thank
honor
you.
to, meet you and talk to you.
Oh man, appreciate
I
it, bro.
was I was just looking at you in Bloodshot, you know what I'm saying, with Vin
Yeah.
Diesel. That was crazy. So,
Oh man.
yo, bro, let me put you on, son. So I'm a hardcore gamer. That's my career. My grandmother taught me how to play games when I was 4. So when I saw the trailer, it said September 9th that that's gonna debut. So I had to show you, bro, the old PlayStation. This came out September 9th, 1995, bro. So this is like an anniversary right here. So the first question is PlayStation or Xbox? What you rock with? What you game on, bro?
God. I'm an Xbox guy, man. I'm an Xbox guy. Don't kill me. Don't kill me.
Word? No, well, I'm a gamer. I'll play them more. But I had to ask.
Cool.
I had to set the tone that way.
NBA 2K is my game right there, though. So NBA 2K, I don't think anybody want to see me in that. Although I am a little bit rusty, I'm not gonna lie. But fun fact, I'm in NBA 2K. So
I know you are.
Yeah. So technically, I'm in the game. So I know my way around.
Yeah, I got you. Yo, this is amazing, man. Congratulations on everything. So the first thing I want to touch on with woke is I never seen a show where like you become woke, but the metaphor is that you're starting to see things that you haven't seen before. Like I love the metaphor and how it's presented in the show. So talk to me a little bit about the impact that you feel people is gonna have when they see it.
Man, I hope I hope it's impacting people like greatly. You know what I mean? I think the timing of this show, it's unfortunate that the timing is right on time. It's very unfortunate, but I feel like when people see a show like this, it's going to cause them to ask the questions like, what is going on in my community? Why is the barbershop closed down the street? Why don't we have good food in our grocery stores? Why is it so hard for us to go out and vote? I think those are questions people should be asking. And I think when you watch a show like this, you get to see a person who is struggling with that, like a lot of us are. For me, as an actor, I kind of just kept my head down. I was like, man, it's just hard to get a job as an actor. So that's all I'm gonna focus on is getting paid and getting a gig. Like I need to make money. That's it. And then you would see all this crazy stuff happening in the world around you, and you just like keep your head down and go, that's none of my business.
Yeah.
I think when people watch a show like this, they'll see a little bit of themselves inside of Keith. And if they do, maybe it'll cause them to say, man, like, all right, I don't have to go out and write an entire book or speak on every political talk show about the subject matter, but I can write something about it. I can draw something about it. And this little audience that I have, no matter how big, no matter how small, it will help them get activated. You know what I mean? To cause some sort of change or, to reflect on their lives more. And maybe they can, you never know. A show like this could potentially create the next congressperson. You know what I'm saying? So you never know.
Yeah, the power of influence. So I love that. So now my next question is, there was a scene in the trailer where the cops pulled the gun on you, and it's like, yo, you got the wrong guy and stuff like that. Now, even though you're acting, even though that's an acting scene and stuff like that, how did it make you feel based on what we see in the world and be on the outside looking in, seeing things, just that moment, even though you're acting, but in that moment, what did that make you feel? Because watching the trailer, even though you're acting, from me watching it, like you did a great job, but I felt something watching it. Like even that moment, I felt something watching it. You did a great job with that. But personally, how did you feel when you did that scene?
Man, sad, bro. Like I'm talking, like I felt low just because it was interesting when we had the actors doing it. They were being real gentle initially and like being soft and it just wasn't reading right. So I went to the guy and I was like, man, this is gonna sound crazy, but like go in. Like we needed to mirror how it really looks sometimes. How a routine stop isn't so gentle. You know what I mean? So it hurt. You know what I mean? Because I remember when it was happening, I started looking around when I was on the ground. I started seeing the extras staring at me, and they did a great job of what it would really look like. People had their phones out, but then we had people who weren't extras that were in the back, and they were a little concerned. You could see the real horror on their faces, like, "Oh my God, like what's going on?" And obviously, we're filming something, but their looks kind of helped me because I got in the moment And I started thinking to myself, like, somebody help me. You know what I mean? And then you as an audience member, you feel helpless because you're like, even though by audience I mean people out there with their phones, you got officers with guns, so you can't really do anything. When you think about George Floyd, you think about the officers there kind of protecting the murder, while all these citizens were standing around helpless, like they couldn't quite get in there and do something about it. And I imagine being on the ground going, oh, everyone's just watching me die or watching me get beat up. Like, and there's nothing anybody can do about it. You know what I mean? That's a really scary place to be in. And I thought about all that type of stuff that was going in, that was all going through my mind in that moment. And it definitely helped the performance, I feel like, because I was crying for real. Usually when you cry in a
Wow.
scene, you stop. Usually when you cry in a scene, you just kind of stop and they go cut. You're good to go. All right, cool. Let me get some coffee. This one, I needed time. You know what I mean, to myself to just digest it all and process it, man. I can't imagine what people go through in those situations in real life. I've been hemmed up by the police a few times. Not as rough as the show shows, or not as rough as a lot of cats in real life go through. So I could only imagine, man. So I definitely felt something during that moment.
Wow, that's crazy, man. So one thing I love, the way you explained that was crazy, but one thing I love
Mhm.
about the show is that everything is built around a metaphor. So like
Yeah.
me, I'm an artist, hip hop gamer.
Hmm.
Like I make songs for
Yeah.
video games and stuff like that. So I'm an artist.
Yeah.
So the whole show is based around a metaphor. And to
Hmm.
me, I think it's the ability to go from being powerless to
Hmm.
powerful. So
Yes.
I can't wait to see the whole joint, bro. Like I'm telling you,
Yeah.
it's gonna be crazy. But my question to you is the part where you see like the trash can is talking to you and you have that Spike Lee moment where you like,
Yeah.
radio, my
Yeah.
door, and then the pencils are talking to you and stuff like that. What is it about art and drawing and that level of expression that you feel could be a pivotal educator to help people understand that there's a difference between the whole black and white situation that we face versus wrong and right.
Right.
I think there's you know what I'm saying? You have to understand the difference between the two. So what is
Yeah.
your thoughts on that when it comes to officially being woke and the metaphor of how the show is presented with the talking to the trash cans and stuff like that?
Man, I think it's a great tool we use on the show because it's easy for people to digest it. You know what I mean? When you have these, it's fun first and foremost. It's just a cool, talking trash cans and markers and toast and butter and all this stuff talking to you. It's a fun tool to use. But I think when people see it, they'll subconsciously be digesting what's actually being said. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it'll help them without beating them over the head with it. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's a cool, fun message. Here, take that message. When you sit with it and you process it, you then start to realize, like, yo, we got a problem in this country. We have a real problem. This is how black people think. Black people are scared sometimes when they see the police. Like, black people feel a fear when they walk into a store that people are looking at them, that people are gonna accuse them of something. You know what I mean? Like, that's something that this character is going through, and I think the inanimate objects help the audience process it more, and it makes it
Mm.
easier to digest. You know.
I love it. So I know I gotta wrap it up soon, but um, there's this video game. I'm not sure if you ever seen it or played it, but there's this video game called Detroit Become Human, and the actor Jesse Williams from
Yeah. Oh
you
yeah,
know
yeah,
he
yeah,
is
yeah.
actor.
Jesse,
Yeah,
I know
yeah,
Jesse.
yeah,
Yeah, that's the homie. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So and that whole video game is about like androids, but androids play the role of like black people, like because the androids is not accepted in that world. So you
Wow.
like, and you got to make decisions. So in the game, you can make a decision, and somebody might die based on your decision if they don't come back in that game. Like it's like a
Oh
permadeath.
wow.
So it's like really engaging. So I wanted to ask you, especially because you're in the game, with the 2K,
Hmm.
and you just play games.
Hmm.
Period. If woke was like a video game, or if woke could potentially become like a video game, how do you think that level of interaction or that level of controlling a character and going through something, from the sense of control affect people that's not Black that may go through that experience? Even though it's a game, it still hits different because of the interaction that games bring nowadays. If woke was a video game, like, what would you want it to be if it was a real game, bro?
Man, it would definitely be a choose your own adventure type of game, because you then put yourself in the driver's seat of what it might be like possibly to be us. You know what I'm saying? Where you would say a lot of times, because a lot of times this is what happens when you'll see a video like Jacob Blake, and people will still justify the action. They'll go, well, he was walking to his car abruptly. Why was he doing that? The officer felt threatened. He was going to grab a knife. And it's like, okay, well, what would you have done? Well, I would have surrendered. I would have put my hands up and I would have got on the ground. And then you say, all right, well, what happened in the case of George Floyd? He surrendered. He was on the ground. What happened then? He was killed. You know what I mean? There's a lot of these cases where we're just hands up, or on the ground and something happens. It's like, well, then what's the justification? So you hit A and then down, and then you on the ground, and you still end up losing a life. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So you it causes people to see that, oh, it will still happen both ways. You know what I mean? It's just a matter of what mood maybe that officer was in that day, or whatever the agenda may be, because we still don't know. Because you look at some of these things, and just like in a video game, sometimes the video game glitches. When you see something that happened with Jacob Blake, you go, damn, this is not
right.
This is not real. Like, this is not real. Is there a glitch in the game? Like, was that did he slip? It was an accident? So those are the questions you have to ask yourself. And I think if this were a game, for sure, people would start to go, oh, I see. Like, I definitely understand now.
Hey, that's why I asked you that question, because just to finalize everything, the engagement in video games is the highest level in the world of entertainment, the engagement.
Yeah.
So if you playing a game and you do it all these other ways and you still lose, you still fail, it's like, yo, this ain't fair. Why I can't beat this game? Well, now you feel like us. Why we can't win at life? Because of the way things are against us. That yo, that's the best way to end this interview. Like, that is crazy right there. Yo, listen, man, I want to tell you something personally, because I only got 2 minutes left, but one love and God bless to you, to your family, and with your career, man, you are shining a bright light for a lot of people that's inspired to walk in your footsteps. So just please always be mindful, always be great. You understand what I'm talking about, bro? You're amazing, and God bless, man. We appreciate you.
Thank you, bro.
Seriously.
Thank you, man. I really do appreciate it. I really do appreciate this opportunity to talk to you, man, and get that out there, because you asking me that question, I never put it in those words before, and it all makes sense to me. You know what I mean?
Wow, dope, man. So look, on that note, it's the one and only hip hop gamer. One love and God bless. Logitech G on your hot 9-7 every day. That's my word. And we out of here. Peace.